Brian.
And I'm Logan. And this is Tops.
What's up? I'm ready to cross over and cross out.
This is Bottoms.
Fup. I'm just ready to get out.
This is Troubles. Yep, avocados. I'm ready for someone to designate me a new hat. Please. Everyone crush cards! Hi, team. Happy Monday, my magnificent Megatons. Boy, oh boy, we've got a sick video for you today. What is it?
In case y'all have maybe been living under a rock or just not paying attention to Yu-Gi-Oh over the weekend, the hot news over the last couple days is that Megatons are officially in circulation amongst vendors.
And for those of you who are still living in denial about Crossout not being in the tins, I'm willing to bet my kidney and my liver on the fact that Crossout will be in the tins this year. But not access code.
It's basically been widely accepted by the Yu-Gi-Oh community at this point that we are finally getting Crossout Designator. For anyone who does not know, Crossout Designator is literally a format-defining card. So for anyone who may not know why this is kind of like hot news for the TCG is because the OCG, just like Needle Fiber, got this card in 2019.
But that's fine. But in case you've never heard of the card Called by the Grave, guess what? This card is literally that. So if you're wondering why Called by the Grave has been sitting at 1, it's because this card was bound to come out at some point. Well, it's coming in hot, babe.
So in today's video, we're not going to only talk about Crossout Designator, but some cards that you may be able to play and pick up real fast while they are cheap.
Believe it or not, in today's video, we're not just talking about Crossout Designator because this is kind of a card we've known about for a while, but we are talking about a card that is actually able to counter Crossout Designator because when it comes into the format, you're going to be like, what do I do to counter this card? And boy, oh boy, have we found it. It's an old card, but don't worry, it's actually pretty lit.
And budget.
Wow. Also, shout out to Stream the other night for actually informing me that this card even existed and talking with me about it. So make sure you check us on stream tonight at around 8:30-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's our first affiliated stream, so make sure you come hang out. It's gonna be a good time. We're celebrating, hoorah, and some cool stuff is planned, so I'll see you there.
But before we get into this video and our discussion on Crossout Designator, if you guys are not already a subscriber, feel free to go down and hit that subscribe button, throw this video a like,
and let us know what you guys think of Crossout Designator and what you think of this spicy tech as soon as we share it with y'all. We also have an Instagram. It's at CrushCardsYGO. We're on there all the time. If you want to come give us a follow and interact with us a little bit more. And then we also have a super wholesome Discord community. It's absolutely bopping. I'm on there all the time, and it's a great place to come make some new Yu-Gi-Oh friends. And then last but not least, if you want to further support the channel and all of our wild shenanigans, we have a Patreon. You can get on bloopers, all the side decks, amazing rewards. Definitely check it out. I'm getting new field centers made ASAP for all y'all. So if you want to check it out, you can. But if not, that's okay. I'm just happy you're here. Let's talk about this mystery card that's totally not on the thumbnail.
Alright, so before we talk about this mystery card, we are going to have to talk about Crossout Designator, just for anyone who doesn't know what it does or why this card may be important.
So a quick debrief on Crossout Designator. Let's read it. It says, declare one card name. Banish a card with that name from your deck, and if you do, until the end of this turn, its effects are negated as well as the activated effects and effects on the field of cards with the same original name. You can only activate one Crossout Designator per turn.
So the reason this card, A, is really good is not only is it basically, as Logan said, Call by the Grave 2.0, but better, it's a quick play spell, just like Call by, so you can activate this on either player's turn.
Great.
The reason that this card is super impactful is because, like Called by the Grave, not only does it stop any monster effect, this could literally just call any name and stop any card, which is wild. One of the cons to this is if your deck does kind of lose to certain strategies or certain hand traps or things like that, you do have to play those cards in your deck to actually have them be live for Crossout. However, most of the cards that you're going to be playing are hand traps. So even if you don't actually use Crossout, you can still use that hand trap. So it's really versatile.
This card's also pretty wild for any mirror match because all you have to do is set up and, set your Crossout. And if you're playing in a mirror, all you do is sabotage your opponent and call the most important card they need, Ben 10. So yeah, you can literally just ruin your whole opponent's day and have your whole board set up, which, just feels really good.
Crossout Designator is also one of the highest speculations that Call by the Grave went to 1 because now this card, not only, as we said before, can it stop monster effects, but it can stop anything. This can stop infinite impermanence. This can stop an Ash.
Stops literally anything.
Literally any card name that you decide to call.
And it banishes from deck too, which is the wildest part. So there's nothing you can do about it. So I mean, I guess if you're really scared of Crossout and you're really passionate, you can always just play Lancia or something. I don't know, that's a good card. But that's not the card we're here to talk about today, or Crossout Designator. We just wanted to give you a little briefing on what the card is and why it's so darn good for the format and how it's going to absolutely change the entire game altogether. The card we're actually here to talk about today is a really goofy little old card called Engraver of the Mark, or as we in stream have kindly called him, E-Mark. Drop an E-Mark in the comments for my new best boy. He's doing the most. Now I'm sure you're looking at this card and you're going, Logan, what the hell is this card? Don't worry, I'm going to read it to you. Here's what it says. Buckle up. It's a little bit convoluted. During either player's turn, when your opponent opponent activates a card or effect by declaring exactly one card name, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, declare one other card name. The card name your opponent declared becomes the card declared by this effect. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can target one face-up card of the field, destroy it during the end phase of the next turn. That part doesn't really matter. We're not worried about that part. We're worried about the hand trap part.
So the reason we wanted to talk about this card, it may see play, it may honestly not see play, but Crossout is a format-defining, format-warping, just like absolutely game-changing card.
Bananas.
And this is something that can help deal with it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the counter to Crossout, believe it or not. I also find it really suspicious that this card was printed in Genesis Impact as a rare. It's almost like they knew this card was going to be...
So strange.
It's weird. I don't know if it was intentional, but nothing's not intentional when it comes to Konami-sama.
So there's some really cool interactions with this. The first of which, a little obvious, but like obviously your opponent activates a card, you chain something, your opponent chains Crossout to try to negate your, you know, hand trap, whatever it is. You can also then chain this, declaring a different card name. Therefore, as chains resolve backwards, the card name that you called becomes the card name that Crossout has called. So like then that card is negated instead. Your like Ash or hand trap or whatever does resolve and they don't get their effect.
You are essentially Crossouting Crossout.
Another really cool interaction is if they have something that really like is pivotal to their strategy and you try to hand trap them, they activate Crossout. You can then chain this card calling something in their strategy that is actually going to be negated for the rest of the turn. So not only is your hand trap or your interaction resolving, you also are stunting another portion of their strategy by calling a different name that their Crossout is now negated.
You're sabotaging their sabotage. It's a little goofy when you think about the interaction because it seems really like, you know, multi-step convoluted, but when you think about it, you're like, wow, I'm literally just shutting them down for free 99. It's awesome.
Convoluted? Yu-Gi-Oh?
Who would have thought? So I know this card seems a little wonky when you first look at it. You're like, is this really gonna be anything good? I don't know. We really don't know until Crossout comes out. If it comes out, whatever, it's coming out, all right? We need to just come out with the fact that it's happening. It's just accept it. It's denial. It's okay. I get it. It's here. But the card itself has actually been printed in what? Rares, commons, and I think a super. It has several printings, and it's not running out anytime soon. There's a billion of it on the market. But it's also like dirt cheap. This card's like pennies, like actual penny stonks. So if you want to pick any up, you're more than welcome to. You can get the holo version, the common, or the rares out of Genesis Impact. I highly recommend going through your bulk because I did on stream and I found a ton of them.
As Logan said, we don't know if this card is actually going to see a ton of play or if it's even going to be relevant. However, if Crossout does happen to be one of those cards that is literally just super impactful and in everybody's deck at 3 copies per deck, this may be one of those cards that can help counter that, especially if you know it's just in every single strategy.
And I think what's frustrating is we know that Crossout is going to change the format for better or worse. We don't really know. And I know it's hard to also say, oh, but you should play this card that counters it because you're adding more cards on top of it, on top of the fact that you're probably also playing Crossout. So I know we're asking for a lot of commitment by showing you that, guys, this card. But I think it's really cool that this card is actually a hand trap. Like, I think that makes it a little more viable that it's have to something you set, or it's like a spell, or whatever, something you have to summon. It's a hand trap, which is pretty sick, honestly.
There's also some really like small niche interactions with this card that may come up. Once again, like not really all the time, but this is a normal summon card. It's a beat stick at 1700
He's
attack.
1800 actually. He's thick as hell. Necro World Banshee, he sees you.
It's also a spellcaster, so if you are playing like something like Secret Village of the Spellcasters, you can just completely shut off spells. It is a dark monster. It's a level 4. Like, it does have a lot of like really generic application to play. And then like this is like a 2% thing, but it may come up sometimes. This card does actually have another application for one card specifically in a specific strategy that sees a lot of play at the beginning of every single format, and that is Mystic Mind Burn. At the start of every single banless season, a lot of players, a lot of rogue players will tend to go back to like a Mystic Mind type deck just to feel out the format, gain some easy wins, troll a lot of people. One of the main key strategies in that is Prohibition. Prohibition calls any single card. You just turn off like a Cosmic Cyclone, you know, Twin Twister, a Lightning Storm, whatever. If you are playing this card in your deck already to combat something like Crossout Designator, this allows you to combat that strategy at the first couple weeks of the format as well.
That's true.
Probably doesn't come up often, but like, man, the beginning of the format, you see some wild stuff.
We're just helping you out for the future. But yeah, we just wanted to let you guys know that this card exists. If you like it, let us know in the comments. Say shout out to E-Mark. If you hate it, let us know. We just thought this was a card that was worth mentioning because Stream pointed it out to me and I'm like, yo, this is actually kind of gas. And for being like a 10-cent card with like several printings, why not just pick it up or dig through your bulk and, you know, maybe it actually becomes relevant. I feel like a lot of cards are like low, like sleeper cards, and then all of a sudden the format starts, I was like, oh my god, I need this card. And I feel like this could be one of those cards. If not, well, we tried our best and we at least pointed it out to you. But if not, it's okay. Also, who knows? Maybe on Instagram today I'll do a giveaway of a playset of this card, because you know what? We got plenty of playsets laying around, and if you don't have access to any, that's okay. Come hop on over to the Instagram. The link's in the description box down below, and the post will be there for you. It's better to be prepared than not be prepared at all. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We hope this was helpful for you. Let us know your spicy text in the comments for the next format below if you have some sort of future cognition that we don't. And we'll see you guys on stream at around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Links are in the description box down below. We love you, you matter, and we will see you in the next video, my E-Marky Marks. Bye, guys.
See y'all.